Good morning, Scituate. It is October the 18th, and hope everyone had a great fall weekend. It was wonderful weather. The Red Sox won, so that's good. So let's talk about what's happening this week. So tomorrow there's a moderators meeting, Tuesday at 3 o'clock in the select board meeting room. So again, that's to talk about the special town meeting and the articles that are coming up. So again, 3 o'clock in the select board meeting in town hall. Also on Tuesday at 6:30, the select board will be having our regular meeting as well. On Sunday, October 24th from 11 to 4, there's a Fall for Scituate event right in North Scituate. The North Scituate Village is putting it on. There's hay rides, games, there's always food. It's lots of fun. Our kids always enjoy it every time we go every year. So please check that out. Again, Sunday, the 24th from 11 to 4. And also everyone should already hopefully know that the special town meeting, Tuesday, October 26th, 7 p.m. And we just want to make sure everyone knows for the special town meeting that we're encouraging everyone to wear a mask. I'm fully vaccinated. I'm wearing a mask. Again, we're just for the safety of others. And we just want to make sure we have everyone's health in mind when we go there. So please, we encourage everyone, please wear a mask when you come to special town meeting. Again, that's the 26th, 7 o'clock. So with that, I'm going to send it over to you, Jim.
Good morning. Thank you, Andrew. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, we hope. We'll start with the water updates as usual. We have pretty much finished our work on Old Oak and Bucket Road. The water main is done. The connections are done. The contractor made repairs to the trench last week. It does not look at this point as if we will get a final coat of pavement on Old Oak and Bucket before the cold weather. So we are most likely going to let that sit. We'll come back in the summertime and finish paving that. The contractor is continuing on Brook Street, heading up towards Tilden, and we are continuing on Foam Road to get that water main replaced down on Foam Road. I know the Foam Road one is a 2-inch water main. It has never been flushed, so getting a new 8-inch main with a hydrant is going to make a huge difference for people down in the Foam Road area. Average demand for water was up slightly to 1.238 million gallons a day. We seem to be in the 1.1 to 1.3 million gallons a day range. I think we'll stay there for a little bit until the colder weather comes and then drop down to around 1 million gallons a day. Manganese levels are still elevated, so we will still get some brown water. The reservoir was at minus 3.5 yesterday, and TAC factor was at plus 5 yesterday. So we still have plenty of water. And I think Kevin is going to be starting a flushing program before the cold weather comes, try to get some areas flushed before the end of the season. COVID numbers continue to remain in about the same area. Last week we had 14. The week before that we had 16. So we seem to be staying in the teen range. Our positivity rating over the last 14 days was up to 1.88, which is up from 1.62 of the previous week. Plymouth County went from 3.18 to 3.19, and the state went from 1.80 to 2.05. So the numbers are right about where they were. Some are up, some are down. We seem to be kind of like an equilibrium right now, right around the teens, and around 1-2% for our positivity rating. The CDC has issued new guidance for Pfizer booster shots that is available on mass.gov, the state's website. The FDA has approved booster shots for both Moderna and Johnson & Johnson. Those will go to the CDC this week for final approval, and that is expected by the end of the month. Moderna will be for people over 65 and for people with pre-existing health conditions. It looks like the Johnson & Johnson booster shot will be for anyone who has received the Johnson & Johnson shot. So if you receive the 1-dose Johnson & Johnson, you will most likely be recommended that you get a second Johnson & Johnson booster shot. That'll be all known by the end of this week, and hopefully we'll have an update for you next week. Most of our paving projects right now, we're in a waiting period. With all the rain we had the last couple of weeks, the contractors were all backed up. So we are waiting for contractors to come and finish the paving on First Parish. We will get that done before the winter time. Also final paving up behind the town hall where we did a lot of water main replacement this summer. The Steedman Rake is done. I hope everybody goes takes a look at it. That was donated money and CDC money. It's been completely rebuilt and it looks fantastic. Widows Walk Clubhouse, we expect to see some big steps forward this week on Widows Walk Clubhouse. I met with the contractor last week on site. They expect to really put a lot of work in the exterior this week, get that all buttoned up, get all the siding up. The windows and doors are already in, and start working on the landscaping outside and really finish the outside. In the meantime, they'll be cleaning up all the construction materials from the inside, starting final painting, and drying out the slab for the installation of the floor. So we expect to see in the next 2 weeks huge strides on Widow's Walk, getting that really close to being done. I think people are going to be really, really happy when that's finished. Again, I was in there last week and it looks fantastic. So I think we'll be very happy with the final product. And then we will start working on getting a contractor in there to run the concession. And hopefully that'll all be ready. Everything will be up and running for the springtime and the new golf season next year. The same lines on Hummerock Station. We'll see a lot of improvements this week. The shells are up. They're working on the interiors. The drywall and the living quarters should all be finished this week, and they'll be moving on to painting, final electric and final plumbing. We are on track to be back in that building by Thanksgiving. We kind of have a hard deadline there as we cannot leave the fire truck outside in the cold weather. So we're working as quickly as we can, but we are still on track to be in there by Thanksgiving. Down on Cedar Point, the contractor is finishing installing the drainage, and he is raising the castings on the drainage in preparation for final paving. We are hoping that final paving will take place either at the end of this week or into next week. But again, that is dependent upon the availability of the contractor. We are working to get that done. And again, that will be done before the end of this paving season. The island at the entrance has been rebuilt. We put all new granite curbing on that. The landscaping has been working on that. It looks great. So we're really happy with the Cedar Point project. We'll be glad when it's done completely, but the improvements down there have been fantastic from a storage standpoint, from a drainage standpoint, from a paving standpoint, and from an appearance standpoint. So I think people should be very happy with the final product when that is done. Again, as Andrew said, town meeting is Tuesday night, the 26th. We have a lot of stuff on the agenda, so we hope as many people as possible can attend. And as Andrew said, if you do attend, we are encouraging everyone to wear a mask, not only for their safety, but the safety of their fellow residents. And that's what I have for today.
Great. Bill.
Thank you, Mr. Goodrich, and thank you, Mr. Boudreau. Good morning, everyone. I'll start off with the health and wellness update. Jim shared the numbers for the town. As far as the schools, real good news. 0 cases last week for the entire school district. So that's down from 4 last week and 7 the week before. So we're showing a really good trend in our schools this year. So we want to thank everyone for their cooperation and diligence in that effort. It's paying off, certainly. Next, I want to talk a little bit about a new tradition that's been brought back after several years, and certainly what a great time to do it as we return to some normalcy in our schools and get kids socially active along with the community. So we had our first homecoming weekend at Scituate High School. This is included the input from students, advisors, administrators, and community members who participated in a club fair to kick off the weekend on Friday afternoon, which was a lot of fun and received a lot of foot traffic. So thank you for all those who participated and make it happen. Also throughout the weekend, a number of sporting events that were well attended, and our kids fared well as usual. So congrats to all. And it culminated with the Saturday night homecoming dance, which had a record number of approximately 450 students. So kudos to you kids and to the folks that ran all that. That's really good stuff to hear, a really good buzz around the high school this weekend. So thank you for the leadership team, student, staff, and community for bringing this great tradition back. So I just want to give an update. Our central office team, as many folks know, is brand new, with our recent addition being Ms. Driscoll, our assistant superintendent. I'd like to acknowledge her for being appointed to a second term on the Mass Department of Elementary and Secondary Education District Accountability and Consistency Advisory Council. She received a personal letter, as well as I did, from the Commissioner of Education, and in part it reads, "We appreciate your efforts from those and your colleagues on the council to enhance the work of the board in the department to improve the public education and advance student achievement in the Commonwealth. For the past several years, this council has played an important role in advising us on the many important policy initiatives, including the design of and framework for accountability and assistance, district reviews, and target assistant efforts. Your willingness to volunteer your time and effort, your experience has been invaluable contribution to these efforts. So all the MCAS and the accountability and assessments that DESI gives guidance on throughout the state. We have our assistant superintendent sitting on that board for several years now and has been one-upped again for another 3-year term. So congrats, Ms. Driscoll. We're proud of you and great to have you on that important advisory with the state. As far as Seaside Charts, something we started this year with the superintendent in my effort to get out and to meet people in person and to communicate and listen. Last week, we had our first 2 at the senior center. So I want to thank Jim and the folks at the senior center. It's a beautiful place. Great to see it being used. And we had a good turnout. We had a 1 p.m. and a 6 p.m. So a personal shout out to Mr. Boudreau and Mr. Goodrich. You'd like to hear that we have a fan base out there that watched this morning presentation regularly. And a lot of those folks were at the Seaside Chat and let me know that. So to all of you folks watching this that I was able to meet, thank you for your continued support and watching these updates. They also told me that these were very informative and important to them. So it was really nice to hear. So thank you all. Look forward to seeing you at town meeting on the 26th and look forward to more chats and meeting more people. Tonight we'll have our school committee meeting at 6 p.m. We invite you to come. Some highlights include a celebrative student learning with our math department, which will be provided by Miss Liz Grindle, our math department chairperson. So I want you to come over for that. And then we have several important leadership updates, including from the superintendent, the assistant superintendent for some curriculum updates. Our business and finance director will also be updating on some possible retirement systems that we're looking at, and an update from our new DEI director, Mr. Adams. We'll also have a health and safety update. So a lot of important things tonight. I hope you can make it, or if not, it will be recorded and placed up on the website. In our continued effort to promote the new Hadley MSBA building project, we conducted a tour of the building Friday morning for invited guests from the school committee, select board and capital planning committee. And Mr. Boudreau also attended, as well as Mr. Goodrich. I want to thank you all that were able to make it. We received some good questions, good feedback, and we're hoping that sets the stage for more tours for the community as we move along the process. So thank you all. I want to also give a shout out to Mr. Dillon, our facilities assistant director, and Principal Ward of Hadley for leading the tour. And finally, just a shout out to our teachers and students. A great part of my day is getting into classrooms. I've been invited to several this year so far. Continue to look forward to doing that. I was recently in Mr. Scavato's high school mythology class. The class worked collaboratively on identifying expressions of a particular piece of art. And I was amazed at how well they worked together. They included everyone in the conversation. It demonstrated critical thinking and reasoning skills, as well as good collaboration, as you will see in the real world. So that question that gets asked, when are we going to use this in the real world, was certainly demonstrated in that class, and kids were great. So again, thank you all for having me. I really enjoyed it. That's all I have for today. So have a great week, everybody, and thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. It's great to hear that we have fans watching this. And so I guess I would just end, it's got to be our dynamic dialogue and banter, I think. But anyone at home, this is supposed to be a service for you. So if there's anything for other sorts of updates that you're looking for, please reach out to us, send a select board member or superintendent's office an email. Sorry to send email, but whatever information that you think as a community you'd like to hear about on a weekly, please just let us know and we'll do our best to keep everyone informed. And with that, have a great week. Take care.